Alright, another gorgeous day today here at JKR Build. What we are working on today is we're gonna end up taking this box off the back here of this 73 C10. That way it's easier to get to the rear end. What we're planning on doing is I bought 3-inch drop spindles for the front. In the back we're gonna do a flip axle on it. We'll take the axle from the bottom of the leaf spring and put it on top of the leaf spring. That'll drop us about 5 inches in the back and 3 in the front. So let's see if we can not get this off. That wasn't bad at all. I'll tell you what, that old skid steer, that is so handy. I use that so much around here, it's just crazy. Okay, let's get these front wheels off and we'll work on lowering the front end. Take the old spindles off, we'll put the new ones on here. These are the new spindles here. It's a 3-inch drop, and what they do is they just remold these with the spindle like being down here on the stock truck. All they do is just move it up. That's how you get a 3-inch drop, lower your truck 3 inches. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the front end first, because I think I want to get as low as I can, and usually want to do the front first. Then I'll put the drop spindles on, and I should have 3.5 inches from the A-arm to the frame. And I think I'm going to cut a coil or two off. Usually if you leave 1.5 inches between your A-arm and your frame of your truck, you're usually fine. You might kiss it once a very great while, but if you watch where you drive, you should be just fine. Took these trucks, I dropped them all the way down to 7-8 inches before, and got quite big clearance on them, so. Let's see here. I'm actually going to mark from the floor to the fender lip here, right down the front fender, just to show everybody how much of a drop. It is actually at 28 inches even right there. So we'll go 28 inches. Then we'll see how much we can go. I'm gonna try to go a total of 6 inches is my goal, so I almost got a lift off. That doesn't look too bad right there. I always did want to build a gasser out of these square body short boxes. Put leaf springs in the front, stray axle, then in the back, some big fatty slicks, wrinkle walls, MTs. Oh, we'll stick with our 6-inch drop plane. Thought the truck was acting weird. Thought they're trying to do donuts and burnouts. And one time I went to do a donut, it pulled real hard to the left. I put in the railroad ties out there by the fire pit. So when we have this apart, we'll end up taking off the brake caliper and checking that out too, I guess. We'll grab this brake caliper off here. Doesn't look too bad. This is again a 73. I heard it originally came from Nashville, Michigan, but after looking at the frame and everything, it has to be a southern truck. It has to be, because it's pretty solid actually. The inner fender well is the frame. There's no weak spots or nothing. I think we were kind of lucky to find this one. But yeah, this front master or brake caliper here is stuck, so I don't know how hard it's going to come off. After I hit the brakes hard a couple times, once I jacked up, I can't even spin it with the wheel on it. So usually these black hoses that go from the brake calipers to the frame here, they usually collapse. When you push on the master fluid or master cylinder, it usually pushes the fluid to the caliper. Then it shrinks the line and it doesn't let the fluid go back. So I'm guessing maybe that's what happened, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, we're gonna have problems here. What I'm gonna probably do is crack the bleeder loose. All right, there's brake fluid come out there, so that's good. So what I'm thinking is, that line probably collapsed. It's kind of moving. So, I'm guessing it's the black holes on that. We might as well just go ahead and take the brake line right off from there, I'm thinking. And what we'll do is we'll check the brake caliper here and we'll see if it goes in and out smoothly. With it being off the truck. And if that moves freely, then it should be at black holes, I'm pretty sure. Alright, let's see how the castle nuts are back here. And alright, the top Doesn't look like it has one on there. Bottom there. On the bottom looks like it has a nail in it, so looks like they chopped up the bump stop too. Carpenter must own this one, this vehicle, huh? With the nail in there. Oh geez, it came right out. Okay. Oh, crazy. Don't understand. Oh, that's not even really tight, so that's good. That's what I'm thinking. I think the truck's been lowered one time because I was looking in the back end, and if you see on the bottom here of the axle, you can see that there's spring purchase. And normally when somebody puts that on the bottom of the axle, that means that it's been lowered. That way when you put it on top of the leaf springs, you can just sandwich it back down, turn your U-bolts around. So it kind of makes sense why the front bump stops and like hacksawed up to shorten it up, and why the castle nuts aren't tight on the A-arms, and there's a nail to hold the nut on. So yeah, there we go. Well, we'll keep working on her. At least everything should come apart pretty easy. Alright, I got all the nails out of the castle nuts, and I got all my nuts loose. Ended up putting the jack underneath the A-arm there. That way nothing goes flying on us. So what we're gonna do here, we're just gonna take our time. Just keep working these back and forth because there's a lot of dirt and grease on these here. There's that. Gonna probably want to whack that with a hammer. Try to get that to release. Hopefully it releases easily. If not, we'll have to stick a bar in there. And yeah, looks like we're gonna have to stick a bar in there. Alright, looking at the spindles here, you can see on the right here, this is the factory stock cast. See how low the spindle is here. Then on the aftermarket, how far it's moved up from the bottom. So it's moved from down here up 3 inches. And that's how you get to 3-inch drop, which will lower your truck. So pretty big difference looking at those two side by side, huh? See if we can hit it harder. There we go, we got her. If I hit it a little harder, relieved it. Alright, let me see where we're at here. What we'll do is we'll keep that nut on there somewhat, just to be somewhat safe. I left the shock on there too, just so nothing gets crazy out of control. Let's see if we get lucky. Get this bad boy. go. Got her. Alright. Now, I don't want to crack that bottom one loose. Forgot what size that was. This one right here, yep. You want to leave that on a little ways like that. Then you let the jack down a little bit to get some pressure on that. Actually, it looks like it's coming right off. Oh, maybe not. Actually, it just popped. So that's good. So now we'll go back up. And you start seeing the top of the A-arm raising up off the frame. And then you're good. So this is ready to come right out. Everything's loose. What I think I want to do now is take my safety out, which will be my shock. Because the shock's not going to let the bottom A-arm go down low enough to get the spring out. Or actually, you know what? I'm not sure if I'm lowering this 6 inches for sure from the get-go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to swap out this front spindle first. And then we'll kind of go from there. And we'll see how I like it. And we'll just leave everything loose. And so we'll just leave that shock on there for now for safety, so that spring, nothing goes wrong. Gets away from me. Plan is to go a 6-inch drop, but kind of wanted to check you out first. And I'm sure we are, but see if I can keep that down here. There we go. Now that should come right off. We've got enough arm wrestle there. There we go. Then, what we're gonna want to do, grab our spindle here. They're marked left hand and right hand, so we need the driver's side, which is left hand. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this spindle on right now. And then we'll put the hub on after. Just like so. Then what we'll end up doing is we'll end up putting collar keys in here instead of carpenter's nails. I think they'll hold it down better. So we'll do that. Once we get our ride height, of course, where we want it. But you can see the difference. The spindle on the stock factory is way down here. And you can tell that they recast these so they're 3 inches higher. So that's where you get your 3-inch drop. I'm gonna gotta stick my bar in there to pull that down, just like so. I probably lowered over 50 some vehicles. Used to have a hydraulic shop back in the early 90s. Used to put them crazy hydraulics on cars and make them all jump around. That was a good time. Going pretty good, going together really decent. Really not fighting anything. I really think somebody's had this part before, so. I'm just gonna kind of snug all these nuts up here and not gonna get too crazy because I think I want to cut a coil or two. I think I want to cut another 2-3 inches out of the steering. Not positive, but I might just throw these 3-inch drop spindles on the front without cutting the springs, and then I'll go in the back and flip the axle around, stand back, look at it for a minute and see what it looks like. So this old hub off here. There's actually a spring pin in here. Figured that there would be another nail. Let's see here. Go. Let's see here. Not sure what size that is. Feels kind of weird, not familiar. Looks like it should just come right off, but see there's a slot in there. I don't know what that is. Gosh, I remember them slots, but I don't remember how they work. It's like a key in there. But I don't remember. Oh, I can't remember everything. I might have to go research this because I see there's a key there too, but I cannot remember. The key just pulled out, or was it optional? I don't remember. Well, I don't know. Just let go. Whatever. I guess we'll find out here in a second. Kind of safety lock maybe. see nothing in there. Not sure what that is. You know what? Actually, that should just, if I remember right, the flat washers. I think it's just for the flat washer, if I remember right. There's a little nibber dobber on the washer to line you up. If I can get that off. Yep, I was right. Yeah, there's a little notch in there. That's what that was. Oh, it's been a long time since I had these apart. And usually your trailer axles actually are like that. Think about it. So it goes right on there like that. So, Nut's not feeling too good on there. Size wrench was I using here? There we go, we're going. There we got her. Wow, that turns a lot easier with no lock brake on it. So there, got the driver's side done. That wasn't too bad, 20 minutes or so. And that'll be our 3-inch drop there. Oh, you know what? Forgot to throw the dust cover on. I'm gonna have to take that back off to put this dust cover here back on. Dirt cover, dust cover, whatever you want to call it. So I guess I'll have to take that back off, put that on. Well, we'll start on this passenger side. Get this one knocked out. Should only take about 20 minutes or so, I'm thinking. These are coming right out real good. Oh, that caliper's a little locked up too, looks like. So what we'll probably do is we'll just probably disconnect the brake line again. It's probably the rubber hose on this side that collapsed too, I imagine. So what we have here. Get a breaker bar for this side here. Let's see if we cannot break that loose. See if we can get this to move or not here. That piston's going in, so it has to be the rubber brake line. They're known on these Chevy trucks. I had a Chevy Astro van. They would lock up. Seems like every couple years I had to replace that rubber hose. So we'll just put that outside there. Don't need that. Oh, let's see what we have going on over here. Grease buildup. Looks like we have a collar key in there, not a nail. Get that out. A lot of fur on here. Don't know what that means, but I'll leave that right there. What we're gonna want to do, go ahead and we'll try to pop that top A-arm off. All right, I cannot get a good swing on that. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take out this top A-arm and try to lay this hub out towards me here. Not get that way. There we go. My shock is still in there, so oh yeah, it doesn't really help me neither. I thought I would lay down a lot more than that. Swear I should have pickle forks. Actually, what we can do is we can let that cool down. We can take off this hub assembly while it's cooling off. No nail here, just on the bottom. Oh, I forgot what size that was. Actually, that's the 1 incher. I'll grab some towels and a wrench for that dust shield. Oh. Grab the other spindle. Once I get this off, I'll show you guys the difference on them. Should be a full 3-inch relocation of the spindle on the casting, so just set that right there. Need my dust pan, dust shield, not pan. There's so much buildup on here. I guess it's doing its job, right? Other side, I forgot to put that on. I had to take it back apart. I just had to take the hub back off to get the dust shield on. A-arm here. Get this nut out. And we'll have to put some more pressure on there. So there we go. That one's off. I'll show you the difference here. You can tell a big difference actually. All right, now all we gotta do is go in reverse here. Again, we're just kind of leaving these a little bit loose because I think we're going to end up taking a couple coils out of the spring. I think I want to go another 3 inches. So the goal is to go like 6 altogether. So. Snug that. Get a bar in our arm here. Push that down. And again, forgot what size it was. There we go. Put a tie rod in. All right. Now rotor. Oh, forget that dust shield again. Almost forgot. Gotta get that shield. Getting excited there. Get that on. Get this dust shield here tightened up. We'll be ready for the hub. There we go. We'll end up taking all this apart once we get our ride height, and we'll give them bearings a re-grease job. And this side look a little dry. I think that pretty much wraps it up for the front. Tighten it up a little bit more. I have some cool 5-star mag ETs out in the barn I'm gonna go grab. Gonna put those on here just for now. There we go. Alright, I ran out to the barn. I got these 5-star ET mags. Roll these up on here, see what they look like. Oh yeah. throw these on for right now. Doesn't look too bad. Just got the wheels on. We'll jack you up, take the jack stands out off the frame, and drop you on the ground, and we'll see what it looks like. Pretty excited. I haven't lowered one of these old square bodies probably since, oh geez, early 90s. It's probably the last time I did one of these, so it's been a lot of years. Alright, here we go. Let's see what it looks like. Looks like my wheel is a little crooked. Straighten out a little bit. There we go. It lowered it 3 inches. Oh, looks like that front shock's blown out. So that's really nose diving now. So what we're going to do now, before I cut any coils out of the front, I want to pull it out, turn around, bring the back in, and we'll flip the axle from the bottom of the leaf springs, put it on top, and that should drop us 5-6 inches in the back. Then we'll put the box on the back, and we'll see where the top of the tire comes to the fender lip. I want the fender lips to match from front to back. So there, we nailed out the front today. Tomorrow we'll probably end up doing the rear. So again, thanks for watching. We appreciate it, and we'll see you.